Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Adobe Live. My name is Ryan Selvey. I'm very excited to be joined by Mandy Celine again. Welcome back to Adobe Live.
Thank you for having me. I'm very excited. Today's a really good one.
How are you doing today?
Yeah, good. I mean, it's the end of my day.
It's
Despite
the end of
what
your
you'll
day.
see, there's inaccurate clocks will show, but it is about 6 p.m. here.
Okay. All right. Well, hopefully this is a good end to your day then, at least. We're excited because we're going to be looking at some different Premiere features, which, for anyone who is unfamiliar with your work, do you want to just do a quick rundown of what you are interested in as creating as an artist? Obviously something video
So
related, right?
much. I'm a director and I run a post-production company. I am an editor as well by trade. It's just I've been directing more the last few years. We are called Breadbox Studios. I tend to work in digital specifically at the moment. One day TV. The plan is comedy TV.
Yeah.
Um,
You like the laughs?
yeah, that's the dream.
Well,
I
that's
want to
exciting. How'd you
be
get
the
into that?
female Bill Lawrence. Oh, sorry, there is a lag, I think.
Oh, it's okay. We'll power through. We do have to get across the pond after all. Thank you to Jacob for being here in the chat as far as our moderator. We also have Sean and Mike here. Mike, I know that you work a lot in video motion stuff. So if you have questions, by all means, please let us know. And we'll be going down through Premiere's latest updates, masking tools, meaningful workflow improvements, object masks, and more. But if you have questions about them, especially since they're new, please let us know. And if you have any questions also about Mandy and directing or editing, it's
Yeah,
all
ask
fair
me.
game. That's why we do these things. And thank you, Terrence, who we were just live with, for joining us in the chat. Cool.
Thank you,
I'm going to go ahead
Terrence.
and are we going to start on your phone?
We are going to start on my phone.
We're going to start on your phone.
So
So I'm
hang
going
on,
to
let
share
me
your
double
your
check that that's
phone
on.
screen. We've got this monkey of sorts. What are we looking at?
So keyframing has come into Premiere Mobile, which is really fun and cool. And I have to say, I've been playing with it, and I had to find footage that had no faces, could be cleared, could be shown on live. And I was recently in Japan, and we had a very animal-filled day. So I just found these two clips. Ooh,
That animal filled? Animal filled? Is that what you said you're
it's
interested?
super animal filled. Someone knows their cue. Um, so like we had this monkey eating, super cute monkey. Love this monkey in Kyoto. And then like we went to Nara, and there really is just deer everywhere. And I got a big kick about this deer using pedestrian crossing.
That's
I just thought
so
that was
funny.
great.
And they're just
And we're
like
gonna
coexisting
keyframe.
with all the humans.
Yeah, so like I was like, how can I keyframe this? And I was like, well, first let's get the monkey looking like it's looking at the deer. Where's a good point? There. That's a good one. So it doesn't have to be a long clip. This is just a demo after all. To move
After all.
something up, you just drag it on top. Super easy. About here, I think. Yeah. Play. Right. So then we have like him looking at the weird deer crossing the road, but maybe we want to go back to the monkey in a weird way.
A
So I'm
weird
gonna
monkey
go
way.
weird monkey way. So we're gonna keyframe it. And the way to do that is we're gonna tap here and go on the transform tools. I'm just scrolling to find the transform tools. There they are. And you'll notice that there's this little diamond on the bottom right. And if you click that, a purple diamond appears on your edit. It is there in the timeline. I'll just get rid of it so
Yep.
you can see it's here. I'm going to go back into my transform tools. And then what I usually like to do is I like to go a couple of frames along. I'm going to make it pop out and go back to the monkey. Super easy thing to do. When I do a pop out before I get something to disappear, I like to zoom in a bit, have it go and go back down. So
Wait, can
I'm
we get that one more
gonna.
time? What does it do?
I know, like it's it is what it is. Uh, so I keep trying to look up at you guys, but I also have to do this thing. So and then sorry, I'm gonna have to kick my dog out in a second.
Oh,
Uh,
we can't hear him. You're fine.
it's not hearing him. He's telling me not to edit. And then we're going to go down to 0. And then that should be as simple as that. I could just click play, and it's just done a little like pop in. And then you can finesse those if you want. You can go back in, you can tap them, you can move them around if you wanted to. Actually, I like that though. It's like a nice. You could do like a sorry, I'm just doing sounds. That's
No,
not
I do
useful
the
to you,
same
but it's
thing.
a
I like
nice way
even
to
when
link
I'm
it
sitting here
in.
by myself, I'm doing the same exact thing. So
It's a good
just
way
know
to
that you're
describe
among friends.
movement, you know, like or something like that. And then it goes back to the monkey who's like, oh my god, where did it go?
That's
And
fun.
it's just
It is
like a
fun.
really quick and easy thing that's come into Premiere Mobile that we just wanted to highlight as a new feature because this month has been the month of new features
So many new features all over the place, all different programs. Very
all over the
excited to see
place.
it also in um, a mobile form because there have been times where I've
Mm-hmm.
been out of my house, far from my computer, and I've needed to keyframe something. And to my knowledge, I have not really come across any other video editing that I at least have effectively been able to keyframe with. Also, even
Yeah,
just like
this is
stacking
great.
sources. That's a whole thing that like is surprisingly difficult in a lot of video editors.
For me, a lot of editors do it in a difficult way where then they flatline it and it's a line or something. And I find that personally really hard to navigate. But
Yeah,
I think it's because I come from an editing background and I'm not 12 learning how to edit. I think
yeah.
it's literally because I'm a millennial who understands how the old way works. So,
The old guard.
but the old guard, but like I find this more intuitive, and I like keyframing means you can do more unique things. You can get things to slide in and out. Equally, if I wanted to do that, like I could just say, okay, I always do a keyframe from where things are normal.
Yeah.
I could go across a little bit and click the transform tools and just decide I actually, oh, nope, that's not, we're still on scale. Bear with me. And then we could just press the X button and just have that leave the frame
And it's nice
later
if it has like a
like
little
so
slider for you too, so you don't even have
yeah,
to
so you can build
fully
your own
be moving.
transitions, which is
We have
great.
Terrence Tinlin Studio saying, anytime I use Premiere, I need at least 3 screens. So props for doing this on your phone. Jacob also says relatable. And we're all showing our age right now. So
Yeah, I mean, I love screens. I have a giant wide screen. I've been thinking about getting 2 screens.
just make it
Big
a whole
screens
wall.
person, but
It's
like
like a smart board.
yeah, but like if I'm doing something quick on my phone, like I don't know, a TikTok or something,
Yeah.
I'd rather stay on my phone these days. I'm
Also,
trying to
if you don't
learn.
want to
Oh,
wait until you
sorry.
have to get home. Oh, you're good. It's just
Yeah,
us right now. They can't even see that. I can see your apps here, but nobody else can. So it's just me and
absolutely
you.
panicked at the fact that you could see
No,
my home screen and I'd be judged for my apps and widgets
no.
or
You're the
lack
only
of
thing I'm
widgets.
judging about is the number of Gmail notifications you have. But I'm in the same camp, so nothing to worry
It
about.
is 5 emails in one,
Yes,
in my defense. And for anyone curious, it is over 1,000.
yes, it's over 1,000. But I'm right there with you. So I went ahead
Yeah.
though, and I've now shared your desktop for Premiere here. And what are we looking at in desktop Premiere today?
Okay. My favorite thing in years to come to, aside from the crop tool being in the properties, was preaching that since 2019. I wanted something like that. Aside from that, um, my most requested thing was I don't want to go into After Effects. Anyone that knows me really well knows I hate After Effects. I'm not a motion graphics designer.
See, I
That is
love
such a
After
unique
Effects. That's where I
and
am.
wonderful skill set. I
Yeah,
just don't get it. I
that makes sense.
just I'm not an animator, and that's fine. And I'm a storyteller, and that's where I live and sit and breathe. And that makes sense with what I do, to be honest.
Yeah, especially
Not
directing and
you.
stuff.
Sorry, my dog is nearby.
I
So
understand.
basically they have put in these amazing masking tools. They're so good. I've been playing with them for probably a year in beta,
Mhm.
and now they are finally in the main shipping build, which means I can now use them on client projects. I'm gonna
Woo-hoo.
kick my dog out in a second if he keeps doing this.
If you need
Anyway,
to, we can also wait if it would help you. I can
I'm
pull up
just
the
conscious of
schedule while you
him.
do it if you'd like.
Yes, could you do that for a
Yeah,
hot
let's do
second?
that.
Because this
All
one
right.
is like
Well, she's gonna take care of the dog. Although I promise it was not a problem. I'm gonna take a quick look at our schedule here. We are here on Thursday. We have a full day of YouTube. We have just got off of the Do What You Love campaign, which was really fun. We did some hand lettering with Terrence. And now we're working on Edit Faster, which is great. coming up after this, we are designing an artist meetup flyer, which you guys should check out. And then closing the day out with making decisions, followed by on the spot with Magliel Lopez. And then actually that Work Smarter that is there on that Friday is actually going to be right after Magliel Lopez. And so that's actually going to be at 2 p.m. Pacific, and which translates to 5 p.m. Eastern. So you have a full day, all of Adobe Live for you to check out. So
I've semi-sorted it. He did open the door, so we'll see what happens.
All right, good to know.
Good to know.
You know what? We love animals.
But anyway.
We love getting a look into people's families and being able to. I mean, my cat always jumps up. Although, as you see,
I feel like we have animal-related streams.
Because of the last time we streamed, and also I'm gonna just pull up actually here. This is the thing that I have go over top of my keyboard, so that he doesn't land on my keyboard. But today I put tinfoil on top of it, so that then if he does show up, he gets scared and runs away. So the
That's
things
incredible.
we do, right? It's madness.
That's so good. Yeah, because last time your cat jumped on you, and that was like wild. I didn't even notice. I was so in it, and I plan to get back into it today. So basically, the first thing I'm going to show you is the new AI powered. I believe it's AI powered. I'm pretty sure it is.
Okay, so it is AI powered, but I will say it is on system. So this goes out to a lot of people that are concerned about sending things off or energy usage. Anything here with masking with the AI usage is actually going to be on your own system. So anything that's coming from your computer, it doesn't have to leave. It's doing all the processing right here at home, which is kind of cool.
It's honestly, these are the kind of tools like the remix tool, the reframe tool. They're my favorite kind of edit tools because basically they're doing my editing laundry, right? I'm not having to like spend hours doing the benign, or is that the right word?
I love that. I love editing laundry.
Editing laundry, yeah, like my chores, the stuff I hate.
Also, Terrence is saying, random thought, has anyone made a circular desk where you sit in the middle and it's just a bunch of curved ultra-wide monitors making a 360 screen all around you? Oh, you wouldn't ever see me again. I'd be a hermit. And then also he wants to suggest that your dog wants to just do some motion graphics.
Oh my God, my dog is trying to sit on me quite hardcore. He's never done this before. And my husband's away on a very cool snowboarding photography job where he gets to snowboard and do photography.
Would love to see those photos at some point too. We'll have to check his stuff out.
At PhotoAmmon on Instagram. He's phenomenal. But like I'm jealous because now I'm stuck at home with the child who is this puppy. Anyway, to the thing I'm genuinely excited to talk about because I have spent the last year kind of consulting on this tool as well, and it's so good now compared to the first generation I even played with. I'm so excited. I was just raving about this to my editors today actually. So basically, if you go over to the toolbar over here, you can hover for a second and it should put up a menu that's like learn more about this tool, understand me, which is great. I love that they have those features built in for like you to learn from the get-go. Or you can long press and make sure the right one is selected because there are a couple of updated tools here. They have redone all the masking tools. It is phenomenal. They're so good. So
this is all in Premiere, so we're not even hopping over to After Effects or anything. We get to stay in our nice, comfortable Premiere.
Like literally, I think the thing I do in After Effects is rotoscoping, and every time I hate it. And I've just like even with dynamic link.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that you share that feeling with even motion designers. I don't think anyone is like, I want to do some rotoscoping today. Like it's a tedious process, takes really long, can get really frustrating, and that is where I think everyone is very excited to welcome some sort of feature that would help us mask things out.
Yeah, absolutely. So like, sorry, I'm just going to move a window so I can see things a bit better on my end. Nope, can't move that. That's fine. No, there we go. There we go. Because otherwise I'm not looking at you as well. So if you click that tool right here, you'll get the object mask tool. Very easy. It's right there in the toolbar. No mega searching for it. And this is where the magic happens. Like it like sees it and it creates a mask being like, is this what you want to select? Are you sure? And you're like, yes. And
So it
look how precise
immediately
it is.
already colored it as red. It said, this
Yeah.
is who you want to select. This is showing you a physical color kind of overlay of this is what we are selecting. So it's not even like marching ants. It's a cool little like colorized,
Yeah.
this is it.
And before I go in, I want to show you, I picked this. I don't have a lot of footage of dancers, but dancing is such a good way to show off this tool because there's so much movement from both
Yeah.
camera and the dancer. So I found this on stock and it's pretty. It's a pretty shot, actually. So I was like, yeah, of course I'm going to use that.
Yeah, I'm disappointed that you
So
didn't do any of your own dancing.
no, like I don't want to hurt people. So, so I'm okay with that.
I'm a lover, not a fighter. You don't want to see me
Yeah.
dance.
You don't want to see me dance. There's a couple of things people don't need to see in their lifetime. One of them is me dancing, another one is me singing. So
So, well, maybe one day we'll see it both at the same time.
I'm good. I'm good. I work with pictures, man. Pictures are where I sit. Um, so if I literally you just click and it's gonna
Mhm.
cut out that person right there.
Okay.
And it's done a pretty good job. If I wanted to perfect it, I can use this lasso tool or the rectangle tool and hover over it and go back in. But for the moment, I want to track it. I want every frame of this.
Gotcha.
So if you go up to your effect controls panel, you'll notice a couple of things. One, this is still an unside mask, and we will come back to that. And two, the trackers here have these have been updated and they're much faster. I was playing with this yesterday because I think this has only been out for a few days. I was like traveling for like the last month, so this really was the first time I got to play with it in situ of 26 and not in a beta.
Hmm.
It's so good. So if I just click this button, it's going to track forward and backwards. It doesn't matter where I am in the edit. It's going to
It's
try
so
and figure it
fast too.
out.
Like we are
And
we
it's
are
doing a good
actively
job.
streaming right now, and your computer is just kind of doing this right now. We have a question
Mhm.
from S Moss, which is saying, how good are the selection lines for the object? Does it often cut fine details out?
I've been so surprised. This one I picked because of her hair,
Okay.
because there is some movement in hair. And I have other examples with hair later, by the way. But you can see it's just done the tracking forward a little bit backwards and it's done a really good job. If you want to see this mask, you can change the color of it, by the way, to things that might be more obvious to you. This
Or
is
better
useful
with
for
like some
people.
composition that you're working with, of like if you're working in like a heavily, warm footage, you might want to change it to like a blue, so that way you're able to then quickly be able to be like, oh, there it is right there, which
Absolutely,
is
but
nice.
also color blindness.
That's
Like,
true.
but you can see here, this is actually her finger. It's just a motion. So it looks a bit odd because it's mid
Yeah.
movement and it's got it. It's got the hair there. So I'm going to switch this off. I'm going to just watch that mask through to double check it. Yeah, it looks great. From what I can see, this is all
If
perfect.
your head
You'll notice it's got
shaking.
all of these keyframes here at the top. It's done that all for you,
Great.
um, which is we love to see it. I'm for now. I'm going to duplicate this because we're going to do stuff. So
And this is
I'm
all
going to
living right
click.
in your timeline here with just your
Oop,
regular footage, and then also all of the details that you have, like the keyframes that it has then created with the selection. That's all living just in your regular effects control panel that you have as a
it's
window.
just in there. And we could also rename this mask if we wanted. So we can go. I've now selected the top clip. There's a reason for that. I recommend renaming masks so that like I'm just going to put subject. It doesn't have to be a subjecty subject.
You're
Um,
much more organized than I am.
I like editing as a job is you are organizing for a living. You're just
Yeah.
putting things in the right order. Like
Footage,
when someone's like, describe your job.
organizing.
It's
You're like Marie
organizing. It's such a
Kondo
type
of
A job.
the moving image.
It really is. There's a couple of ways we can move this mask into different areas. We could change it to an opacity mask, which I'm not really feeling right now. But right now, I want to put an effect on it to make it a bit different off the screen, for example. I could also duplicate the mask and or assign it to color. So I can just hold on this, click invert, which I think, no, hang on. I'm doing it in the wrong layer now. I know what I want to do. I'm just playing with it. I'm making it up a little bit as I go along. But I know what I want to do. I'm going to click the bottom one because I want to affect everything that's not the model.
Okay.
So I'm going to click inverted, have this mask selected, head over to a Lumetri color, and do that. And then I have to go to the top because I've just realized this needs to be in opacity so that we can just have the subject.
Great. And so
But
it looks
like
like already
already,
we have this kind of forced depth that we've then created. It brings the subject to the forefront. It's able
yeah,
to guide the viewer to be able to look more at the thing in the middle and then have it feel more separated from the background.
absolutely. We could even get rid of the mask, honestly, on the bottom one because, like, what is it doing? But like on this one, on the top, opacity, great. I want to feather that subject a bit more, I think, because around the hair, you can see like you could probably do with maybe like 7 pixels or something. It's a little blur on the edge. She is going to move a lot. How's this looking so far? It's a perfect mask, really.
Wow, look at that. And the playback is so
You can.
seamless.
It's so seamless. I'm actually. I was wondering how this would do on stream.
Yeah,
Um,
it's not giving us any buffering. It's I'm quite impressed, to be honest.
I always think about like you can change the expansion of the mask so if you want the color to bleed in a little bit, which I tend to like too. So it feels like it's mixing through a little bit in places. That's
And for our
great.
friends
You
watching,
know,
just for reference, are you working off of a Mac Studio or are you on a MacBook? What are you working on right now?
I'm on an M1 MacBook, but it is fully spec'd
M1.
M1.
That's
But it
remarkable.
is
That's crazy.
it, it is fully spec'd up. So I'm
Yep.
just making some cuts in the subject for a second because I think I want. Oh, you know what? I don't want to do it in the subject. I'm gonna have so much fun with this. One, we've got all these beautiful new effects that are built in now from Film Impact. I used to pay for that subscription. Thrilled to be saving a
I
couple
love
hundred a year
Film
now.
Impact. It's great.
Love it. Fun fact, I said in 2019 in a meeting with Adobe, they were like, "What's your dream thing?" And I was like, "Well, Film Impact just moved to a subscription model, and I'm really angry about it. Can you buy them?"
So you are solely responsible for the new
Not
effects
solely,
and
but I literally remember asking them in a meeting
yeah.
in Seattle. I was like, "Can you just buy that company?"
Now
The
it is
audacity.
existing in its own window module if you want, where you're able to
Mm-hmm.
preview and see different effects in preview form if you'd like. But you're also able to access it in just the general effects panel if you want to see it alongside other general Premiere effects.
Yeah, this
So
is just
either is up
the
for you.
extension Film Impact dashboard. It's nice because you can get like a little thumbnail and sometimes the word like because some things are named quite nichely, some things are
Hmm.
named because that's literally their name and they might not know what that effect is. Like a Gaussian blur is different from a different blur, and maybe you
Right.
don't know why those are different. But I'm in the Film Impact window. I want to do this kind of chromatic separation all over the subject. So I'm just going to apply that to the top. So firstly, we now have this cool effect that she
Oh,
split,
cool.
which is fun. And
And
then maybe when she does this, the whole room interacts with it, right? So I'm just going to cut a couple of frames. I'm not even going to do a good job with it. I'm just
and
going
how
to,
did you just do that cut real quick?
I'm doing Command and K.
Command K.
I'm a big fan of shortcuts. So we have boom, and then we'll have it when she goes back out and react a little bit there. Bang. This might be too big, but
And
whatever. And
Command
I
K
want
is
the
only
whole.
going to cut the thing that you are actively selected in, right? Like it's not
Yeah.
adjusting anything above.
Yeah, it's just the thing you've got selected. I'm just going to click those clips and click apply, and the whole room should. Ooh, it didn't. Why didn't it do it? Why didn't the room do it? This worked perfectly yesterday because I was like, let's do it. Oh, it did work. It's just too
Yeah.
subtle.
Yep.
So let's
There's
make it
always
bigger.
the things. There's also the cool surprise me button, which is really nice.
I
Being
love
able
the
to kind
surprise me
of
button.
constantly change you with different random variables. It helps you find, at least for me, the not the limitations, but quite the opposite, the expanse of an effect and seeing
Yeah.
how far you can push it. And then also just see different variations. Welcome to
So let's see a
Nate. Good to
demo.
see you in chat as always. Thanks for joining. We're looking at some Premiere updates. Mike, also, I saw a little bit ago, said that the Rotobrush is so much better now. And yes, it is better as well. All these tools are getting better. You still can't make me like it, okay? Uh, I don't want a
I
Rotobrush
mean,
anymore.
If I'm ever asked to rotor brush, it's 9 times out of 10 a corporate job or a
Yeah.
branded job that's asked me to remove a sign
Yep.
nearly always. And then it's always and I say to them when we're doing it, I was like, the sign's there. Do you mind the sign? And they're like, no, I don't mind the sign. And then we get to the edit and they're like, actually,
Or you hear
and
someone
I'm like,
in the footage that you're editing saying, "Oh, we'll just fix it in post." And you're like, "Oh, you were there. You were there. You could have changed it."
we could have like not had that in the background and saved a couple of hours. Anyway, it's like my biggest pet peeve. Or I want to stick text behind someone.
Yes, of course.
Like,
That one's pretty popular, I feel like.
we'll get to that in a moment. But yeah, so then we have this fun effect where we like make the room pop with her.
Love it.
Yeah. Um, and then maybe, I don't know, for the lols, we decide we want to have her real blue and she can look so different. So you look like can even mask and change the color of that subject
Very easily.
so easily. Like that's I love how quick that was to do.
Yep.
And I personally think like that used to take me hours. Look how good the hair is
Right.
actually
I
in
was
this
actually just
frame.
noticing that.
Look how good that is. I can't get over how good it is with details.
Mhm.
Because I always worry about that because she's also backlit. So
Yeah.
like we can brighten her a little bit. How does this all change and look? Go to oh well, maybe not there. That's not going to show a lot. But
Nate is saying,
it's so
"Make it
easy.
pop," and she did. She did. She did
I
pop.
actually did. I made her blue like an alien. Um
Terrence is
but
excited about the hair and how amazing it's kind of just come together. Yeah, no, it's very impressive.
And I mean, we could do this again. This one's another good one where you see like there's a reveal, there's a crop. This is harder because there's sunglasses on a model whose skin tone is quite similar to the sunglasses.
Right.
So this is going to be a use case. I feel like it'll get me 95% of the way there.
It's
So if we
also
go to her
working
now,
with a similar skin tone, kind of like a similar brown and tan
yeah,
room itself. So
it's
it
doing well though.
doing so good, which is
It
a big testament.
it doesn't do the sunglasses, but I have found that this doesn't do sunglasses for
Hmm.
maybe it's because it doesn't want to like change the color of the sunglasses. I'd be
Right.
curious to know why. But I'm just for the sake of this going to click edit and then I'm going to go into my tools. Oh, the lasso should do it. And I'm just going to go in and lasso that. It does, yeah. Let's see. Great. So what's not being picked up there, I'm pretty sure is highlights,
Okay.
which is fine.
But you're
Yeah,
just
that's a
adding that to
highlight.
the already existing
Just adding that.
selection.
And then yeah, effect controls, get it to track again. This is a 15-second clip. I did a random point in the video. I'm having a look. It seems to have gotten the sunglasses now.
Yeah. It had like
It's
contextual
got the earring
understanding of being able
moving,
to go.
which is great. I thought I'd have to like do this clip and frame thing that you can do. I don't.
No,
Don't
and
need to
it's
do
yeah,
it.
it's getting the pivoting of the legs. It's also understanding that there's like shadow underneath the shoes, but that's like not part of it because then part of the shoe is also being highlighted. Um,
Yeah, it's crazy. I think there is a bit. Oh, that's just the highlights. I think. I think we'll be fine. We're not really going in on the face. It's got the bits in the armpits.
yep.
Like, oh, so well done. So I'm just going to go in, I think, and add some text. So I'm going to go to my graphics templates. I do have one in mind. If I check my notes, I called it. What was it that I called it? No. Oh, massive sliding promo. Let's see, massive.
And we're gonna see
Yeah, there
where
we
this
go.
goes.
I found
So
this
you're
in the
just pulling
graphics
that in
template.
from
It's
your
saved.
graphics
Just put it
template
in.
model that you have here.
Yeah, I got it from the this so Adobe stock, I'll go into this a bit later towards the end. There's two like elements where Adobe stock lives, but they both kind of link and do the same thing. This one more so for templates, but a bit stronger, I think, but the actual Adobe stock new panel is so cool. Like for all the footage, I feel like it's really interesting. I'm excited to see where that goes. But for the moment, now that that's loaded, because it does take a minute, um, let's press play. Interesting. Oh, right. My bad. Forgot to put the opacity again. So it's an
Oh right.
unassigned mask. I can just move that object mask to opacity, or I can right click, change to an opacity mask, and it will be there. And it's
Wow.
color out, which love that.
And the reason why you have
So
to move it to
let's,
opacity is just to teach it to say this is what I want it to focus on, right? Rather than
yeah,
it
but also
focusing on
you
something
might want to
else.
do it
Maybe.
every time. I just
Hmm.
have a specific use case I keep using it for.
Right.
um, so if I press play, great. So we have graphics behind it. I
Too
can now make
cool.
this fit into the room if I wanted by going up to the properties panel, best place. I love this inclusion actually. I'm one of
Hmm.
those people that will fight against something for a minute, being like, change another panel, too much work. And actually, this properties panel is banging. It's really
Yeah.
good. So
Especially is a little bit reminiscent also of like the Illustrator and Photoshop workflow. And even
mm,
After Effects, the kind of system wide, there's been implementation of properties panels that, like, when in doubt, check the properties panel,
yeah,
which is nice.
I'm just gonna make this even bigger. Even
And
I'm
so,
gonna do
what are you
that.
talking about, Mandy? You have so much real estate for your monitor. There's no excuse not to have more panels for you. What else are you going to put everywhere?
To be fair, this is a very limited look of what I usually have on there. To be usually there's a
Yeah,
text panel on the whole other side of it.
yeah, yeah.
Um yeah, going on. So we've got this. If I press play now, I got rid of the background. It now is part of the space, which is fun. I might actually change the opacity on this a little bit globally. Can I do that? I'm pretty sure I can. Transform opacity. I like to always have text slightly, just so we can see the background, so it
Hmm.
feels more in situ. That's a personal choice.
Feels a little bit more grounded.
Yeah, it feels like it's part of the edit. Dance. Yeah. And it
And
did
just
it that
seamlessly
quickly,
back into it, which is nice.
seamlessly. I'm just going to take a little bit of a tangent. Firefly boards has just come out, and one of the things they do is you can move things into Premiere now. So if I wanted to change this up a bit or add something towards the end,
Hmm.
I could use my something I prepared earlier. You guys don't know Blue Peter, but Blue Peter in the UK, they always go, and here's one I made earlier. Um, I made this. It's got sound. I didn't know
Oh,
that.
yeah, yeah.
I made this with headphones and with my computer muted.
Yeah, we lost a little bit of your voice there when we heard so much of the um
It
some of
happens.
the stuff coming through. But
Can I
yeah, good to
switch
know.
that off? I don't, you know what? I don't know. But for the moment, we're just going to right click, open in Premiere Desktop. It's downloading and working away to move it into, pretty sure it's doing all this kind of things. Open Creative Cloud. I did already do this. So hopefully it
And
should,
here it
and
comes.
it
Says download
has.
complete. Go to the project panel
It's
to
in,
find your media in the Firefly downloads bin,
yep.
which is cool that
So
it
now
just
I've
puts
got
it right
this
there for you.
swirly thing. I'm going to get rid of that sound. No one needs the club.
We don't need a club.
I'm going to
No
give
one needs
myself
the
a club.
club. Can I quote you on that?
No one needs the club. The club was cool when I was 20. It's not fun now. I can just right click and get this to fit to frame if I wanted. And then we have, I'm just going to zoom in actually and show you these things. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Another new feature is you can now use handles to blend
Cool.
in footage
Nice.
on like videos. And you might be used to it from the audio handles that came in last year. Was it last year? Maybe 2 years ago.
No, I think it was last
I
year.
don't know,
I
man.
mean,
It
time
might
is
be last
irrelevant, but I think it was last year.
year. Yeah, so you can do the same thing and just like drag and blend those panels in, which I adore.
It's also going to give you the
You
information of how much of a duration it's what when you go and you slide it, it's going to give you little intervals so
yeah
that if you want to do it down to the digit, you can. Also, S
yeah.
Moss is in the chat saying, "I used to live in England, and Blue Peter is a throwback." So you're
I
speaking to
have a
someone.
badge from when I was a kid. That's a whole thing. You get a blue Peter badge when you write to them.
Oh, that's
Uh,
cool.
it's a big deal. You don't even know this, but that's a
I
big
don't, but
deal.
I'm going to take your word for it, and also S Moss. Um, yeah.
So if I just click play now, that should fade into the swirly pattern I generated very quickly in Firefly boards. I was just like turn it green because it contrasts a bit more.
Yeah.
But you could do something fun that way. I'm not saying that that's good.
You're
Just
saying
to be
that's your
clear,
best work, is what you're saying.
you can play, you can change the blend mode. something. I don't
Give you a
know.
nice little overlay or something.
I don't know. Music videos are weird, man.
No, no, it's great just to show the capabilities and once again the seamlessness. I think it's so impressive that you mentioned this is all just running on an M1 chip. They're for Adobe Max this year. We had some technical issues. We brought a Mac Studio, was unable to boot it up when we were out there in LA, and so one of our producers actually was just like, "All right, we're going to try to run the entire production off of my M1 MacBook," and the whole thing ran
They're
great.
solid.
And it's just crazy because right now we're like entering the M5 phase. So even if you're not techie and Apple Silicon doesn't make sense to you, just know that like if you bought a MacBook from years ago, it can
2021.
still handle these things that are coming out for Premiere with masking and um,
I haven't felt like by this point with my last laptop, it was coughing. It was like, "Ugh, please help me."
yeah, it was wheezing and smoking like
It was bad. I honestly, I'm like, do I need to upgrade? If I
right.
do, I guess it's a tax write-off.
Yeah. But outside of that, like for a lot of people, it's just like, yeah, I don't need to spend the money yet for it. And I think it's even something Apple is running into, being like, uh-oh,
Yeah.
we made something really
Uh-oh, we
strong.
made it too good.
Yeah.
I'm worried about the day they'll slow things down.
Yeah.
I'm going to move on to the rectangle mask just to show different applications of these masks that are,
Okay.
again, would save you time. We're currently doing a project that this is going to be incredible in like literally 3 weeks to do
Mhm.
because we'll start doing the graphics across 41 videos that we have to have done within 6 weeks.
Oh boy.
Um, and one of those things on 6 videos is we need to censor people because they did not consent to their face explicitly, and the guy is very considerate of that, and they were just working their job. It's a very edu travel series,
Yeah.
kind
So
of
wait,
thing.
that's 42 days for 6 weeks, and you said that's 41 videos. So that is essentially a video a day, which is
Oh yeah,
bonkers.
but I have like 7 people on it,
Yeah.
so really it's divided by 7. So
Still, that's still
not
quick
too
turnaround. I
bad.
feel like. I mean, I don't know how long they are, and I mean, especially if you're editing things, this will be nice to be able to
We
speed
started
things
on
up.
them in September. Production
Mhm.
began on it in August, and it stopped principal shooting in October.
Wow.
So we were editing as they were shooting. It was nuts. Um, but we'll do it because we're rad. And I'm very proud that we're doing it. But
Also, hello to
I
Annika who's
anyway,
just
we
joined
have to
us.
censor things. One of the things we have to censor is license plates. By the way, really hard to find a clip with a license plate I can use legally in a live stream.
Yeah, of
Uh,
course, makes sense.
and then I found this one, which has just taken it off, but that's also ugly. So what if I need to censor this to make it look like a real car?
Yeah.
We're gonna right click and go for the rectangle mask tool, and I'm just going to find that one and I'm gonna zoom in actually because like my eyes, I am 37, so you know that's middle aged, isn't
Also, you guys have
it?
such long license plates. In America,
Yeah,
it's
this
they're
is a
so
European
short and
car.
stubby, and overseas they're all so wide.
Yeah, so the speed cameras can see the numbers better.
That I mean, that's also very true. Also, it's like you don't have as much junk on yours as we do. We have like so much stuff. We have like backgrounds and stickers and different
This is
certifications on the
true.
sides. Where it's like you
Also,
guys
in
have
some states,
this is the
you
serial
only need
number.
the one.
Yeah.
Like I that one blows my mind where it's like you only need one license plate. I was like, well, what? What if
What
some
about the other
places only
side?
take things from the back? Then you don't
Yep.
have a back one, and then you're fine. Like anyway, tangent. I'm just gonna get this to track actually while we'll talk. So and oh, that was very fast. It's
And
already
so,
done.
and so it just grabbed
That's
everything. You used the square marquee tool. Then you
yeah,
went to the edit panel for the effects controls, and
yeah,
from the
program
rectangle
monitor.
mask, you just moved forward.
So let's see. If I wanted to, I'm gonna put this to an effect. So this is where you won't want to assign it to an object mask. I'm gonna go in. I could go to effects or film impact, both work. Um, I know I want the Gaussian blur. I hope that's the way. I hope I've been saying that correctly my entire career.
I think
If
it is
this turns out
Gaussian.
to be
It's
something else,
technically named after a man, and I think that was his last name.
great.
It
So it's
is.
already realized I want this effect. I just dragged it on, and it was like, oh, that mask goes on that blur. Like it knew
Yeah.
immediately, and
It's like that's
it
what
look,
it's
it's
going to
already
be assigned
blurred
to,
it.
which is nice.
Yeah, it's already blurred it here. I'm gonna feather it a smidge just to make it a bit nicer, and also that's very intense. Opacity,
Also,
let's
guys,
say.
when you use Gaussian blur, it's named after this man. This is who is blurring your license plate. Carl Frederick Gauss, and apparently he is responsible for the
I'd be curious to
inspiration
know
that
if
is
he's
Gaussian blur.
French, Dutch,
German.
German.
He's a
My
German
husband's German. I'm
mathematician,
gonna get taller.
astronomer, geodesist, and physicist.
Good for
Save
the
that for
guy.
trivia night at the pub.
Also, like, did he just blur his eyes and then claim the blur?
Yeah, right. I don't know. I'm not sure why it's named
That's what I
after
would love
him.
to know. So I've done that. Let's have a look at it now. Great. It's actually done it really well. I made it a bit wonky, but it's done a
Seamlessly.
good job. Seamless fit. It's fine when you zoom out. Absolutely fine. I could go in and decide to change the color of it if I wanted. Maybe I just want to make like, oh no, that's the whole thing. I'm gonna have to go and the rectangle mask, duplicate, put this on by copy. I did Command C and Control V, and now I can go back to the color mask, Lumetri. Now it should work. Yeah, can make that
And
dark
also
if I
just to
wanted
speak of
to.
like going back to what this would be a year ago and the idea of adding an extra, you'd have to like duplicate the layer, you would have to blur out the layer, you would then have to create a mask with a keyframe, and you'd have to
Yeah, it's
then
all on
either
the one
use a
clip.
motion tracking tool or manually go through and click each frame to keep something um, you know, kind of blurred out. Whereas now, we worked on this for 5 minutes. Already it's tracked to the car itself, and you're adding things, and we're all just working on one layer still, which is nice.
There's this thing here called clip and frame. If it's on clip, it's going to affect the entire clip in that timeline.
Mm.
If it's on frame, it will affect that frame. So you don't need to go into this. What's that? That is every keyframe. You don't need to
Wow.
do that. That's
Yeah.
annoying. So now if I wanted to change something, I just click frame, go in, maybe for this one, it's this. And then it should just do that one. Yeah, you can see it moving up and it's like, okay, cool. And it's going to slowly move back down because I just added that. So maybe I wanted that. I'm not saying that that's a good edit decision. It's a terrible one. I'm going to,
Mhm.
in fact, undo it.
You say, never mind.
Can't even have that on the live be the thing it is. But like censoring has just gotten so much easier. And when we originally signed on with the project, thinking this was coming out maybe later, I was like, oh, we're going to have to do this all by hand.
No, look
No,
at
you
that.
can actually do multiple blurs across, like for multiple cars or people across one clip.
Oh, and that'll be super helpful for when you're working on your project and you have to blur out multiple faces. Like you're not going to want to have to do a separate layer for every single one of those, which is nice.
It's just different masks,
Yeah.
which is
Dino is
great.
also saying that's the same Gauss that created the Gauss Jordan method. I just looked it up. Yes, apparently. Um, Also,
You're
Mike
learning
said
so
you could
much in
always
the
just cover it
stream.
up with shape layer. But you know what? It looks better when it's blurred. I like it better when it's blurred rather than a shape. And then
So do
Moss is
I.
wondering if there are specific types of footage where the masking tool performs noticeably better or worse.
I have this footage. Like, there's some things that I think anything with good levels of contrast, it works really well, and it does recognize people super, super, super well. And what I've been super impressed with is the array of skin tones it works seamlessly with because
Yep.
it like I'm more high contrast to some
Right.
things than I would be others, but also you put me on a white background, this is hard.
I
So this
disappear.
is hard.
I am pasty white. So anything that's too well lit, like it makes my contrast go out the door. But I
Yeah.
like that it is so
This is me tan.
flexible and works well with all different skin tones and all different objects, which is really nice.
Mhm. I will say, as I can see here at the moment, I would love to know the reason behind this. I'm sure there's a practical reason, but if you'll notice, this is why I got this lady out. She's also dancing and vibing in the studio. I just wanted happy people and happy people dance.
I love it.
Uh, but as you select, you can see like it doesn't select glasses.
Yeah.
And um, headphones. So it knows that they don't belong to the person, which is really cool because sometimes you're wanting to change the
You want to do
one
an
thing
iPod
and not
commercial?
everything. So if I wanted to do like these headphones only and the ribbon, I've got it now. I'm pretty sure I just kept clicking until it all selected.
And you're
I'll
holding on
track
shift to
this.
then add that plus, right?
Not even.
Not
I
even.
literally just
Oh,
clicked and it
wow.
got it.
Very
And
cool.
it seems to be doing a good job of recognizing that between her hair and stuff. And it's been pretty good for that. And then I could go into Lumetri. Do I have to do? Yeah. And it's immediately like changing the color on only that.
She's listening to a true crime podcast, not even music.
Have you heard the one with the cat? Is like his legs were cut off, his tail was cut, and it's like trying to teach the cat not to go outside. Um, yeah. And I just changed the color of that in seconds, whereas before I'd have to go into curve tools, find the hue, try and play with that for a while. I think that that's done a solid job. Sometimes with hair like I would say very coily hair,
Mhm.
because it's so fine, I think it has a little bit of a harder time. So let me do another mask of just her, and we'll track her because like I feel like she's a good representation and example.
Yep.
We know it did well with our first model's hair. We'll give this one a go. I think it's pretty solid, but like at this point, it's also super fine hair.
Yeah, I think
So
to Moss's point, I think
oh,
overall the performance of it is extremely strong, and it's using AI to be able on your system to be able to understand what it's looking at. But as with anything else, just like anything with lighting, if you have lower contrast, if you have more feathered hair or details,
so
it does
here's
a
an
really good job
example.
at it. But it's also that's when you're going to want to pay attention a little bit more.
Yeah, and you're gonna see when she moves, like with like motion, sometimes it'll pick up that pink in the background, but you can play with that. We have a special guest. Uh,
Yeah. Hey.
it's because the dog opened the door. Oh no, get off. So yeah, you'll notice things like that, like the hair. But again, you can play with the expansion of the mask, shrink it down, and that will get rid of usually the pink outline or a green screen outline. You could feather a little bit to have it fade in somewhat. Um, if I duplicate this layer, for example, again, so we have the subject there. I can welcome back, Tiggs. And then if I delete it off the bottom one, I can now change the color of the bottom one if I wanted to and see how that interacts. So again, you see the pink hair, like around the hair is there. So if I were to
Mhm.
do this, I'd maybe play it a bit safer. Maybe I would do a mask on the bottom. Let's have a play of the ellipses tool. Um,
I also
give
think that
this,
it's like still it's a big call out to remember that any of this stuff is like really fast. I think you can use it in final output for a huge majority of things, but always remember that like this can always be a step in your process too. If something gets a little bit more complicated, there are still always the old methods. You could always technically go over rotoscoping. There is
yeah,
always
I
kind
think with
of
this
that
kind of hair, I
connection.
would because
Yeah,
it's really good in After Effects. That is where it performs really well as you can do the refine hair tool. But
right.
also, this is the first iteration
Yeah.
of this in a ship
And just
build.
the speed at which it accomplishes it, and we're also pushing it to show its limitations,
Yeah.
and to even say that like it's just so
I
I'm
mean,
so
that's a
excited
good
about
way.
it. I'm so excited about it. um
So I've gone in and I just changed the background to have a gradient that wasn't there before using the radial dial.
mhm.
Um, and that's kind of all the masking features, really. And we did Adobe boards very quickly. I'd love to show you the stock panel. It's brand new. Tiggs, get off that. Sorry, my cat's on the computer trying to
That's why you
sit
gotta
on
have
it.
your tinfoil and your plastic thing.
I don't even know where he is.
Looks
Um,
like you're having an earthquake.
no, he jumped off the table onto a shelf that has this much room. Anyway, that's a problem for 10 minutes. Um, the Adobe Stock panel, it has videos, it has templates, it has images, it has audio. There's a mix of paid and free. There's like, I think, I don't want to say the number off the top of my head. I wrote it down because I was amazed. It is 92,000.
Wow.
I was like, is that too high? It is 92,000 free, like templates, videos, images all together. My cat might die, so we'll see.
If you need to grab him, you
Um,
can grab him.
I can't grab him. He's
Oh,
feral.
oh, gotcha.
But like there's a lot here. If you click on it, you'll get to see that. Like, so I just clicked overlays. I like to do this for inspo as well. It's very nicely laid out. If it's got a little king hat, it's a premium feature for the kings, I guess. Or queens. I'm very pro queen. I grew up with a queen my whole life,
Yeah,
and I liked that a woman was in charge, and now it's a king.
you know, change.
It's not.
Always
It's not as
change.
nice. I
It's
don't think
always the
that's as cool.
constant. Change is the only
Not a
constant.
misogyny thing. It's
Yeah, there's
a
that.
where else was there a queen? I think it
That's
made
true.
us special. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but like there's a lot here, a lot of glitch effects that you can play with. Like there's a few, this is free, for example, and you could just drag it onto your edit from the Adobe Stock panel. So you basically get access to that from anywhere. And there are some quality of life updates that have happened. It's generally faster. We now accept, I have a whole list actually. Yep, it's generally a fast, we've seen that today, much faster program. It's got color managed thumbnails. The thumbnails are doing much better. There's new, I believe there's a new it might be the Nikon footage that now instantly is like got a Rec 709 on it when you bring it in. So
Wow.
like you don't have to think about it. Love that. Um yeah, it now supports I don't like a different kind of project that you bring in, an open source project. And yeah, it's red NE footage, which is now Nikon. So
Oh, yes,
which is
because
why I
Nikon
think
bought
I
red.
got that in my head. I was like,
Yep.
that's Nikon now. No one thought red camera would be Nikon cameras,
Was
but
not
here we are.
expecting that, but here we are, you know?
No one was.
And also just the
Um,
support to be able to edit and not have to worry about codecs as much when things are coming in. I
yeah,
know even for like After Effects, which I know is different, but like even the SVG format, file format for vectors is now being supported in After Effects. So if anything, a lot of the updates this week, there are exciting ones that are quality of life. If you're not in the programs, I could see how they would maybe not be read as that exciting, but for those of
yeah.
us who are working, there are things that are like, oh wow, this just makes
Easier
life
relinking. Nearly forgot
nicer.
that one.
Say that one.
It's easier relinking now. So like when footage, you need to link back footage. It's quicker and it remembers more the pathways. Love that. Anytime that happens, I'm like, oh, you remember that? Thanks,
Oh yeah,
babe. Uh,
it's good to have that kind of backtracking, which is nice.
and
Um,
it's just generally taking up less disk space on a Mac, which is what I wrote down because I was like,
yes,
thank you. And I think
you don't
that's
have
why
to
it's
worry about
running
your
so
storage
fast.
as much.
Yeah.
SMOS is wondering if there are any common mistakes that can be made with masks, and that you would suggest changing. Do you ever edit your settings or anything when you're masking, or is it kind of like
Sorry.
a one fit all solution?
I mean, like if I'm being really specific, if the pen tool is there, I recommend using the right mouse, the right tool.
Hmm.
I think some people try and rely on shapes too much when really you just need to be precise sometimes. I'd be curious to see how much more I can lean on that object mask tool. And I would like the thing people I think forget are like the gaps in arms and stuff. And I always see issues with masking around that.
Yeah.
Not feathering, so it looks a bit weird, even by a pixel or two, just to let the color ride a little bit more. And also adding effects like directional blur on the last few seconds. So if something is moving,
Yeah.
you can add things like directional blur to make it look like if you're imposing something on another thing and blending things together, that's really useful. And utilizing a bit more of the features to make it more natural as opposed to, ooh, it looks like I cut that out.
Yes, and just adding the extra attention to detail. So like not just like hitting one and done, even if it looks like it works really well, being able to then go in and then just, refine and touch from there.
Yeah, I
I
mean, here, if
am
I were to go back and refine, I did have a bit of our armpits cut out, so I'd probably go back and refine there. I'm not going to do it right now.
Yeah, because we only got about like a minute left. I do have your Instagram pulled up here. Just
Thank
Mandy
you.
Celine, which is MandyCeline.
Like the
You
bag
can
or Celine Dion.
Nice and
Pick your poison.
together. And you can see a selection of your work there. You also,
Yeah.
if you just Google Mandy Celine, it'll also bring you right to the show reel. Really great website. And
Thank you. I made that
everything
one
else that you do.
myself.
Oh
And
wow,
then
looks
also the
wonderful.
Breadbox Studios one for the actual production company is at the top there too.
Oh,
Sorry for the
fantastic.
pop up there.
Why are you sorry? This is a great call out. I mean, also
Let's
the idea
chat.
of having a good newsletter too, because newsletters are the hot thing in 2026. We
I need to
reported a
just
little bit
change
on
it
it.
to a Substack.
Substack, yeah, that's also, um, building its own social platform. I feel like.
Yeah,
Um,
everything's a social platform.
Bebo was asking about ways we could use masks as transitions. Unfortunately, we're right at time, but that is
Yeah.
really great call out. You can be able to use masks and you can move things in and out. I know we were looking a little bit at the new keyframing capabilities of Premiere Mobile, and we were looking a little bit at transitions there.
Hmm.
I think just using the masks in that way,
Yeah,
I think
like as
also
something
too.
passing through, maybe blur out background, fade something in, have a subject carry it through.
Yeah, get
That's
creative
kind of
with it.
classic.
But yeah,
Like a
unfortunately, it does
wall.
put us at time. We had a lot to get through, and we'd covered a lot, all with different Premiere updates, which was really good. Behance, I know we
Yeah.
lost you, but one of the reasons to watch more so even on YouTube. Coming up right after this, we have designing an artist meetup flyer, and it's going to be a session where they're building a mood board in Adobe Firefly boards, creating a simple custom illustration in Illustrator, and turning it into a polished artist meetup flyer in Adobe Express. So make sure you stick around for that. You'll automatically be pushed over there from here. I want to say thank you to everyone who joined us in chat. Thank you to Jacob for
Thank you.
moderating, and Moss and Beeb, Annika, Nate, Mike, Dino, all for your really great questions. And we will see you guys over on the Discord as well. If you have other questions, we can throw things in there. You can access that through adobelivediscord.com. Um, but great.
Great.
Thank you so much, Mandy.
Well
Thank
done.
you to the
Thank
cats and
you.
dogs. Uh,
Yeah, thank you to Ryan as well for hosting.
yeah, anytime. We love streaming together. It's been such a pleasure to be able to do it more than once. And we hope to
Yeah,
see you
maybe
back
both our
here.
animals will join next time.
Yeah, no, right. We'll bring. I don't know my cat. He's behind me. He's cold. It's cold in New York, so he's just burrowing all over the place, which is to my benefit. But all right, that puts
Oh
us about
man.
time though. So we will see you all very very soon. And thanks for watching. Bye.
Thank you.